What impression do you have about Japan? Clean, safe, Nintendo, Uniqlo, PlayStation? Almost all of guys should come up with these things. But I know some of you guys might think about another aspect of Japan. Japan is a really well-known country for its porn industry and prostitution.
派遣キャバクラとガールズバーとあとオナクラとメンズエステですね。半分以上その時間の中でマッサージをするっていうのがあって、で回収の時間が結構短いので体力的にも精神的にも結構楽なんですよ。それで決めました。メリットはやっぱ一番はたくさんお金が入ること、あとは時間がすごい余裕ができましたね。基本週4で入ってて1日出て1日休むっていうのを繰り返してました。日によるんですけど3から5万ぐらいです。
According to the Forbes Japan, 1 out of 20 ladies who are in 20s is working in a type of prostitution in Japan. In terms of market size, the market size of prostitution is expected to be 5.6 trillion Japanese yen, which is as big as the advertisement industry and travel industry. The market size of advertisement industry is expected to be 5.8 trillion Japanese yen, and the one of travel industry is expected to be 5.9 trillion Japanese yen. Please note that these numbers are the estimation 10 years ago, so the current number is much bigger than that. During COVID, the number of young ladies who work in prostitution was increasing rapidly. Now, Japanese prostitution and porn industry is a really big market. To be honest, I'm not so proud of this fact, but this is a real one aspect of Japan. So today, I'm talking about why many Japanese women work in prostitution. I think there are big three reasons: money, technology, and the rise of charismatic porn stars. Let me break it down from the first. Money. Definitely, this is the biggest reason. Motivation will be different from each woman, but they want much money, which they can't earn as a normal job. Typical pattern would be college girls and single mother. Especially, the number of college girls who work in prostitution has been increasing recently.
今大学生でリモートなので時間ができて、でどうしようかなと考えた時にナイトワークが効率よく一番稼げるなと思って応募しました。最初は結構戸惑ったんですけど、本当にいいお客さんばっかだったので、もう手取り足取り教えていただいて、やっとここまで続けられてるって感じです。
In many cases, they don't want to do such a job, but they have no choice but to work in prostitution in order to pay tuition for college. In prostitution world, to be young has a pretty big value, and working style is also attractive for them, in which they can use their free time efficiently. In normal jobs, even if you want to work for a few hours at night, it will be so hard for you to be employed in Japan. But in prostitution, you can decide when and how long you work. If it is a few hours at midnight, it's okay.
うちのお店は個室待機なので、なんか勉強しやすいっていう課題とかもあっても、ね、一人で集中できるので、なんかいいなって思いますね。自由出勤もできて、シフトの調整もしやすいです。テスト期間とかも結構長期でお休みいただくので、なんか2週間ぐらいお休みいただくこともあるんで、調整しやすいですね。
In fact, there are a lot of kinds of college girls in prostitution world. Gorgeous or plain. Extroverted or introverted. Good grades or bad grades. It doesn't matter. They all work in prostitution because they want much money. But how much money can they earn in prostitution? Let's take a look at the chart below. According to Forbes Japan, again, When they work in 12 days per month, their average income per month is expected to be 400k Japanese yen, approximately 2,700 US dollars, if converted to 1 USD for 150 Japanese yen. Surprisingly, young girls between 18 to 22 earn over 800k Japanese yen per month on average, about 5,300 US dollars per month on average. Look at the chart above. The left bar chart shows the number of working days on average by age. The right bar chart shows the average income per day by age. This chart tells us that young women can earn more money per day and they can work more days per month because of physical strength. Therefore, the younger they are, the more they earn. Please remember that they make a lot of money at the sacrifice of both physical and mental damages. As I said, many of them pay for college or scholarship with their money. But some earn money for their own pastime or entertainment, like to buy high brands bags and clothes and go to house club.
基本友達と遊ぶお金と美容ですね。脱毛だったりとか、その美容医療が多いです。
美容医療
切ったり縫ったりとかの整形じゃなくて、その機械でこうピッピッてやってこうリフトアップしたりだとか、そういう系が一番多いですね。でも本当月によるんですよね。大体一番多い時10万ぐらいですかね、多分。でも脱毛契約した時が一番、そうですね、50万ぐらい。
一括ですか？
一括。あとはブランド物が好きなので結構買ったりします。好きなのはブルガリ、イヴ・サンローラン、ディオール、ジェル・スチュアートが好きです。あ、そうですね、カバン。はい。
ちなみに今日ついてると思う。
そうです。ディオールの最新1個前のやつかなです。これはでも6万、7万ぐらいだったと思います。多分カバンは27万です。ブルガリの腕時計で今もう販売されてないんですけど、それは75万でした。
The second reason is technology. You might think, hey bro, what do you mean? Don't worry, let me break it down. Steve Jobs had changed the world. Not exaggerating. He influenced the marketing method of every industry and also how people collect information. Japanese prostitution industry is not the exception. Now every brothel has its own X account and look for women there. Needless to say, every young woman has X account or Instagram account. Also, many women who work in prostitution have X account and they are recruiting customers there. Of course, they show some pictures of their bodies and appeal to potential customers there. Some accounts talk about how much money they can make per month with what kind of services they offer to customers. After seeing those accounts, some young ladies who want to make much money easily apply for the jobs through X. In other words, everything is done through X, one online platform. Prostitution industry has a really long history, not only in Japan, but also in the world. And also, prostitution is one of the most classic businesses and probably will never go away as long as human beings live on Earth. But some decades ago, there was certainly a wall, a barrier that prevented normal young women from entering this industry. However, unfortunately, the wall, the barrier, doesn't exist now. Young ladies can gather information on the online platform they regularly use. Once they are interested, they can gather any detailed information until they are satisfied. Every time they search the industry, they feel prostitution closer and closer to themselves. Finally, a lot of young women will enter the prostitution industry without particular motivation like paying for college tuition or scholarship. This is a big picture of modern Japanese prostitution industry. In summary, Technology has made Japanese young women feel prostitution closer and closer. Originally, Japanese prostitution industry is so close to normal people's everyday life. In Japan, especially in the big cities like Tokyo and Osaka, a lot of kinds of brothels are next to the bar, izakaya, and karaoke. So you can go there so easily if you walk around the big station in Tokyo and Osaka. Even kids can see the brothels, because brothels are usually near the station and some kids go to school by train in a big city. I feel this situation very strange as a Japanese. At least this is not appropriate for children to grow. Not only brothels, but also sexual contents are everywhere in Japan. Before 2019, erohon, which means books with erotic and sexual content, were on the shelves in convenience stores like 7-Eleven. In 2019, the sale of erohon was stopped in major convenience stores. However, even now, there is no doubt Japan is where it is easy to get in touch with sexual contents in everyday life, such as a woman in bikini on magazine covers in convenience store. Furthermore, online platforms helps a lot. Technology, which specifically means iPhone and X, these are one of the big reasons for young ladies to enter the prostitution world. The third reason is the rise of charismatic porn stars. In Japan, first AV, which means adult video, was filmed 40 years ago. When I was a teenager, I knew the existence of AV. But porn stars were porn stars. I mean, we could see them only in adult video, AV. They were not on TV. But since late 2010s, porn stars has gradually been on TV, magazines, and various medias. In the process, some porn stars have got charismatic popularity among young generation. These porn stars have million followers on X or Instagram, and also their apparel brand or cosmetic brand. Some porn stars has been much more popular in other Asian countries such as China than Japan. Looking back when I was a teenager, this is incredible. When I was in teens, the impression of porn stars was quite negative. But now, older generation has been the same, but younger generation does not necessarily have negative impressions, rather positive or charismatic in a sense, a kind of status. This dramatic change has influenced the way young Japanese women captured sex and sex industry. Modern young women see sex and porn star more casually and more closely. They don't see it evil to use their bodies and youth in order to attract men and make money. Some young women think it is a waste not to use the precious weapon because they can only do it when they are young. And if they become popular in the brothel, have a lot of followers on X, and make a lot of money that the same generation can earn in the same period, they can satisfy themselves.
お仕事は基本的に隠してなくて、お友達も知ってるし、親も知ってますね。最初雇用仕事を母親からそういうのもありなんじゃないっていう提案をしてもらって、バイトと大学の両立で大変なのも分かってくれてたので、しんどいこととしんどくない楽だなって思うことを天秤にかけて、自分が楽な方、バイトだったりとか雇用仕事だったり楽な方を取ればいいと思うよって言われて、今は普通に応援してくれてますね。
I told you 3 reasons why many Japanese women work in prostitution. They can earn much money. They can collect information and apply for it through X, that platform they regularly use. So they see it more closely. Younger generation does not have negative impression to prostitution and porn stars. So there is no walls or barriers for normal young women to enter prostitution At least the height of the wall has become lower in the last 10 years. How do you feel about this problem? Are there any other specific reasons? If you have been to Japan, have you ever seen erohon or other sexual contents in convenience stores, although you wanted to buy just rice balls? Please feel free to leave a comment. I will upload my videos which tells you the real Japan from a Japanese perspective. If you're interested in Japan, it should be informative and beneficial. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.